Welcome back to NJL 3764, collecting Elvis on vinyl. Today's video will be another video about recent purchases. So let's get straight on. This is my 9th copy of That's the Way It Is. And this is on the glossy cover, both sides. It's released in 1981, this pressing, and it's on the green RCA International label, which was a copy that I didn't have. So there's the glossy label. And there's the record on the green International label. Nice copy to have. Now, if you remember quite a few videos back, I did mention these RCA International presses. Now, at the time when these came out, these were really rubbished by older Elvis fans. Younger fans like me, I love these releases, but the older fans, they sort of rubbished these reissues in the 80s for the simple reason that originally Flaming Star, 1969, the first budget album, was issued on the International Camden label. So a lot of people thought these were cheap labels or budget labels because they were issued on this label. But they did say International Camden, and the International, as you can see, is in white, and the 1980s there in the black. So all the early budget albums in the UK were on International. This one, Flaming Star, the next one, Let's Be Friends, Elvis Christmas album, Almost in Love. Then we had a change. These are all on the green International Camden. When we get to the 5th one, for some reason, You'll Never Walk Alone was on the Camden label, blue Camden only. We then reverted back to the International again. Come on everybody, and I got lucky. Then we went back to Camden only. For things Hits from the Movies. Hits from the Movies Volume 2 went back to International, Camden, and then from Separate Ways onwards it was just Camden. All the way up to the Rock Hits in the UK in 1986, that's on the blue Camden as well. So it was sort of considered by older fans, I remember at the time in 1980 when I was buying these releases, that it was a cheap label, probably wouldn't sound very good, etc, etc. Well, I beg to differ. I think these are excellent releases, especially at the time. There was only $2.99. And the first one was a reissue on the International label, was this one in 1980. So it was a few years since we saw this label, from around 72, for about 8 years. And then, as I was saying, all these albums, if you was a fan like me, you could not get these albums for love nor money because they was all deleted. So in August 1980, there was a resurgence of the International label, and that's when I acquired all these albums, because Harem Holiday, Girl Happy, all the soundtracks, Frankie and Johnny, Clambake, most of these had been deleted for many, many years. So these were great for me to pick these albums up, as I couldn't get the originals at the time, for $2.99. So there's a little brief history on the International label, but there is nothing wrong with the sound of these. In fact, I think these records sound, well, they're near enough my go-to copies. They were for years until in 84, 85 these ones come out. The new German black, the black and silver labels. These are absolutely excellent releases as well. The reason I'm saying this is recently I had a conversation with someone who, if you like to buy the new, let's say this album came out next week, and you went into a record store, if you can find one, this will be about £30. And people are telling me, oh, 180 gram vinyl, it's never sounded so better. Now, I don't mind the younger generation telling me that, because they haven't listened to records like old people like me all the years that I've listened to them. But I'm getting this from older generation people as well, which I don't understand. If you've got a mint copy of this from 1970, 71, it won't sound any better on this new album that's going to come out, say, next week. Or if you've got a good copy on the Green International, or an excellent copy on the new German Black, to me this is how records are supposed to sound. I just don't get the older fans falling for the hype about these new records sounding absolutely brilliant, better than anything else you've ever heard. As far as I'm concerned, you get a good original copy or an excellent copy of one of Elvis's albums, and they sound absolutely fine. Right, sorry about the history of international labels, but I do think they are heavily criticised for the wrong reason, really. Nothing wrong with these releases. And once they'd done a lot of the soundtracks in 1980, around 81, they started to issue albums like this. Something for Everybody, Potluck, etc. Some regular albums. So they're nice to collect. From Memphis to Vegas, from Vegas to Memphis is up next. This makes my 6th copy of this album. And this pressing's in the nice glossy sleeve all the way round. It's from 1984. And it's on the new German Black. Looking like that. So nice. Glossy cover. You can tell it's got the barcode now. Top, giveaway, NL, prefix. Like that. And the record looks like that. Elvis Today's up next. Now I only had 2 copies of this album, so I'm happy to report I've got a further 2 copies. The first one being a 1985 New German Black with the glossy label, a glossy cover I should say. Looking like that. You can see slightly different ads on the back. And it's on the new German Black. It's got the RCA at the top. And also picked this one up. This is a 1976 press on the orange. This one does differ from the 75. This is a 76 one, which I picked up. Backside looks like that. And the record looks like that. As you can see, it just says side 2 at the top. This is a 1976 press. The original 1975 had the stereo at the top as well. And there was a variant to the 75 release. As you can see, this is a 3-up. 3 songs above the spindle hole, and there is a 2-up also, which is there. So there's only one more UK copy really to collect of Elvis Today for me, and that's on the new RCA Black, which came out around 1981, although it would be nice obviously to own a USA quad release, etc. So still a few more copies of Today to collect. Elvis in Concert is next. On my previous Elvis in Concert video, I stated that I would like to get a copy on the new blue Elvis label. Happy to report that I've got that now. So that makes my 7th copy. I did have various copies. This German copy here. This one here with the text on the front. And the 2LP printed on it. That's on the new German Black. the original in the orange, black RCA label version. So very happy to get finally the blue Elvis label version. This one's a Canadian copy. Sticker on it. Of course, we've all seen the gatefold before. As you can see, Canadian copy. And it's on the blue Elvis label with the inner sleeves. So I'm very happy to get that one eventually. Elvis in concert. The next one up is Elvis Live in Dallas. Now I originally didn't pick this album up. Came out in 1987 from Holland, as did this one on the It's Elvis Time label. Now I didn't have this album in any shape or form, so I did buy this one. But I let this one go because this concert was featured on the Elvis Presley 1980 box set. It's record 7, side B, and record 8, side A and B. So I already had this, so I let it go. Unfortunately, it goes for quite a bit of money now. It doesn't come up that often, so I was glad to get it. Paid a little bit over the top, I think, but I just wanted to own it. Came out in 1987 on the It's Elvis Time label. Features a photo of Elvis on the front there from 72. The back is very plain. And it's on the It's Elvis Time Records RCA Special Products. The dates actually, I think we know a little bit more now. I don't think the dates are quite correct there. I don't think there's any Shreveport on there. I have to remember now. TROUBLE is from the day before. It's from Houston. Why Me Lord? Oh, what was that from? I think that was from Jackson, a couple of days later. And I believe the first couple of tracks, CC Rider, I Got a Woman, weren't recorded on soundboard. So I believe they were May, the month before, Tennessee. I think they're out on FTD. I should have checked that really, but I'm just going by memory. I'm sure someone will correct me if I'm wrong. But it's not all one concert, this one. For the time, this was an absolutely stunning release. I remember my mum and dad buying me this for Christmas and birthday. It was very expensive at the time. And to get like the New Frontier Hotel and the benefit show, superb, loved it. But looking back now, we now know they've got over 200 concerts in the RCA Vaults of Elvis. This wasn't exactly the best one to issue, but I was very happy at the time with the box set. But if you listen, some soundboards sound absolutely fine, others not so good. This one sounds a little bit, if you listen to the like Mystery Train, Tiger Man, of course Ronnie Tutt is playing excellently, but it sounds like he's banging on a load of boxes at times. Unfortunately, the sound's not brilliant. It's a little condensed, but yeah, very happy to have it at the time. And happy to own the single record now, Elvis Live in Dallas. Right, I think we'll wrap it up for today. Thank you for watching. Just remember, while there's music, life's no waste.